G'day Guardians, Roguey here, and today we'll be looking at the latest and greatest damage perk that's been added to Destiny 2 alongside the 30th anniversary DLC. This selective thrall solution can only be acquired on 3 weapons in total, 2 of which are located within the Grasps of Avarice dungeon, and the 3rd from the Dares of Eternity weapon chest. I am, of course, talking about the Golden Tricorn. Created in Bungie's likeness, this damage perk can increase your weapon damage output by 50% once fully stacked. This makes it the highest damage increase possible from a weapon perk, alongside a fully stacked multi-kill clip. Getting 1 stack of Golden Tricorn is easy enough. Simply kill an enemy with said weapon and be rewarded with a 15% damage buff that lasts for 6 seconds. While 15% is nothing to sniff at, we can go even higher. With 1 stack of Golden Tricorn already active, find another combatant and take them down with an ability matching the weapon's elemental type. Arc for Matador, Void for 1000 Yard Stare, and Solar for Retrace Path. Sorry Stasis fans, you'll have to wait until Witch Queen for a chance to use this perk. While getting to those 2 stacks of Golden Tricorn and reaping the benefits of a massive 50% damage increase isn't too challenging, maintaining it can be difficult. Without any optimization, you'll be able to refresh the duration 1 time by killing an additional enemy with your leftover ability, either your melee or your grenade. So our objective is clear. Set ourselves up with a build that allows us to have infinite grenades or melee. For this video, we'll be using a Solar Warlock and Retraced Path with Subsistence and Golden Tricorn, but I would love to hear any other classes or weapon combos you have used to make this perk shine. With both our class and subclass decided, our next choice is which of the 2 class abilities are we going to create our build around. Now, Warlocks have some really nice options for both melee and grenade focus builds, but from my experience, it's a little bit easier to get a quick kill with a grenade from distance if we see a buff duration running low. So, how are we going to ensure that we have a grenade up every 10 seconds or so to infinitely extend our Golden Tricorn's duration? Starfire Protocol is how. Now, Starfire Protocol is a simple exotic by all accounts. It grants us an additional charge of our fusion grenade, as well as refunding grenade energy when damaging enemies while standing in an empowering rift. The ability energy we get from damaging enemies is no joke, and with Retrace Path that is constantly applying damage ticks, our grenade energy refills in no time. Although, to ensure we always have a grenade active, we've got a few fail-safes in place. So let's just get right into the build. We'll be using a variety of elemental well mods to further increase our damage, bolster our ability regen, and even provide some light healing. Now, full transparency, this is not a Grandmaster build that is going to help you clear the Corrupted solo while blindfolded. What it will do though is provide you with an infinite solar ray of destruction fueled by a bombardment of fusion grenades. But who am I to tell you how to play Destiny? If you want to take this build into a GM, be my guest and report back. I'd love to hear how it goes. On our helmet, we are running a Trace Rifle Ammo Finder and Well of Life. Trace Rifle Ammo Finder, obviously to help us stay stocked up on our Trace Rifle ammo. Using Subsistence, we are going to chew through our ammo reserves, so it always helps to have a little bit extra on hand. As for Well of Life, on a Warlock, what madness is this? But I've been loving the addition of Well of Life to this build due to the fact that we are running Empowering Rift rather than Healing Rift. Each time we are picking up a solar well, the Sun God provides us with a small burst of healing. Praise the sun! In arms, I've just gone with Font of Might. It gives us an additional 25% damage increase on our solar weapons, lasts for 10 seconds, the same as 2 stacks of Golden Tricorn. It really is a match made by the 9. For our chest piece, I've gone with double Trace Rifle reserves to ensure we always have ammo to feed our Subsistence Retrace Path. But of course, no elemental well build is complete without the addition of Bountiful wells. This mod will make it rain elemental wells, causing each of our grenade kills to spawn us 4 additional wells. How, you may ask? Stay tuned to find out. In legs, we've got our first well generation mod in the form of elemental Ordnance. Any self-respecting grenade build wouldn't be caught dead without the ability to generate elemental wells from our grenade kills. And finally, on our bond, we are running Double Bomber, which provides us an incredible synergy since we are constantly getting rift energy, which means casting it provides us about 25 to 30% grenade energy. As for the combat mod slot, I've gone with Explosive Well Maker. Now, this one might be considered overkill as we are already creating wells of elemental ordnance, and running this ups it to 4 wells total per nade kill. I like to swap it out with elemental armaments, depending on the playlist. That way we at least have a secondary source of well generation and not putting all our chips on the grenades. With all the pieces in place, it's time to take this build out for a spin. I have been having a blast bringing this build into Battlegrounds, Vault of Glass, and any other mid-tier seasonal activities with good enemy density. Subsistence is the perfect complementary perk for Golden Tricorn, refunding about 10 ammo per kill, and once you get that sweet 50% damage buff, you never have to take your finger off the trigger. As long as there are enemies to incinerate. The main thing to always keep in your mind is potential refresh targets. While it's incredibly satisfying to melt every single enemy that crosses our path, we need to keep at least one sacrificial timer reset alive. As we continue to lay waste across the battlefield, try to weave in a fusion grenade every time you have at least one charge. This will make sure we have a readily available supply of elemental wells while also topping up our Golden Tricorn buff. This build can sometimes be too effective, and you'll find yourself completely out of trace rifle ammo. I like to have an exotic kinetic weapon equipped to increase my chance of spawning special ammo from the finder should the trace rifle run dry. So there you have it, Guardians. This is my take on a Golden Tricorn build using Retrace Path. Like I said, I would love to see how anyone can incorporate the Matador or 1,000 Yard Stare. I've seen some really cool PvP clips when the 1,000 Yard Stare gets 2 stacks of Golden Tricorn. It's able to one-tap Guardians with a body shot, so I'm sure there's so much potential that this damage perk has to offer. Once again, it's the highest damage perk in the game, 50%. The only other way to get that is 3 stacks of multi-kill clip, and that doesn't typically roll on high damage weapons. So get out there, Guardians. Give Retrace Path a go, try out Golden Tricorn on 1,000 Yard Stare and Matador. It really is an incredible damage perk. There has never been a better time than now to pay a visit to our favourite Agent of the Nine, spend your treasure keys at the bottomless weapons chest, and take Destiny's first legendary trace rifle out for a spin. Until next time, Guardians.